Picture this, a diverse project team, each member bringing the unique perspectives and priorities. According to a study by McKinsey & Company, teams with higher cultural diversity are 33% more likely to outperform their peers in terms of profitability. In the same time, Society for Human Resource Management reports that cultural misunderstandings and communication breakdowns are cited as the primary reasons for failure in international business collaborations. This means that conflicts are bound to arise when teams' priorities clash. How we navigate these conflicts determines not only the success of the project but also the strength of our teamwork. To transform these challenges into opportunities, we must embrace a few key principles. Foster open communication. Create an environment where team members feel free to express concerns. Open communication is the bedrock of understanding and resolving conflicts. For example, team members sharing concerns during regular meetings prevents issues from escalating. Actively listen to understand, not just to respond. By hearing each other out, we can identify the root causes of conflicts. When conflicting opinions arise, practice active listening to find common ground. Identify common goals. Remind the team of shared objectives. Focusing on common goals shifts the perspective from individual differences to collaborative success. Align conflicting priorities by emphasizing overarching project goals. Promote empathy. Cultivate an environment where team members understand and appreciate each other's perspectives. Empathy is a powerful tool for resolving conflicts. Implement constructive feedback. Provide feedback that encourages improvement. Constructive feedback helps individuals grow without feeling attacked. Address differences in work styles through constructive feedback, fostering improved collaboration. Imagine a virtual project team with members scattered across the globe, each contributing to a shared goal. Remote work brings its own set of challenges, from time zone differences to varying work styles. A survey conducted by Buffer on remote work found that 20% of remote workers consider communication and collaboration as their biggest struggles. When managing remote teams with diverse cultural backgrounds, understanding and addressing these challenges become essential for maintaining productivity and team cohesion. How we address conflicts in this context will not only define the success of our projects but also influence the cohesion and morale of our remote teams. Here are 4 major tips on how to approach remote team conflicts. Leverage technology for effective communication. Remote work heavily relies on digital communication tools. Ensure your team is proficient in using these tools and establish clear communication protocols. Misunderstandings often arise from technical glitches or misinterpretations of digital messages. You could encourage the use of video calls for important discussions to add a personal touch and minimize the chances of miscommunication. Establish regular check-ins. In a physical office, impromptu conversations can resolve minor issues before they escalate. For remote teams, regular check-ins become crucial. Schedule virtual meetings to discuss progress, address concerns, and foster a sense of connection. Weekly team check-ins can serve as a platform to share updates, voice concerns, and ensure everyone is on the same page. Encourage virtual team building activities. Strengthening the interpersonal bonds within a remote team is vital. Virtual team building activities can create a positive atmosphere, making it easier to navigate conflicts when they arise. You could think of organizing virtual team building sessions, such as online games or collaborative projects, to foster camaraderie and understanding among team members. Another thing that is important to keep in mind is that, depending on your position within the remote team, you can contribute effectively to healthy work relations. As a manager, your role in conflict resolution is pivotal. Beyond the previously mentioned strategies, consider also proactive conflict monitoring. Regularly check in with team members individually to identify any brewing conflicts before they escalate. Act as a facilitator to address concerns and find resolutions. Provide training on remote collaboration. Offer training sessions on effective remote collaboration, emphasizing communication skills, conflict resolution techniques, and the importance of building a positive team culture. As a team member in a remote setting, positioning yourself effectively involves proactive communication and adaptability. Clarify expectations. Clearly communicate your availability, working hours, and preferred modes of communication to avoid misunderstandings. Setting expectations helps prevent conflicts related to unmet expectations. Seek feedback and clarifications. When faced with ambiguity or conflicting instructions, don't hesitate to seek feedback or clarifications promptly. Addressing uncertainties early can prevent larger conflicts down the line. Crucial thing to keep in mind regardless of the role in the team is being mindful of different cultures and backgrounds of your team members. Emphasizing cultural sensitivity in the context of conflict resolution is crucial, especially in diverse remote work environments. Here are some pieces of advice and examples to illustrate how to navigate this aspect effectively. Educate yourself on cultural differences. According to research conducted by the Society for Human Resource Management, organizations that invest in cultural competence training experience a 26% reduction in workplace conflicts. This is why it's essential to seek training for both managers and team members about various cultural norms, communication styles, and expectations. This education can foster understanding and reduce the likelihood of conflicts stemming from cultural misunderstandings. For example, imagine a scenario where a team member from a culture that values indirect communication is perceived as non-committal by a colleague from a culture that values direct communication. By educating themselves on these differences, they can better interpret each other's communication styles. Encourage open dialogues. Create a safe space for team members to openly discuss and share their cultural backgrounds, practices, and expectations. Encouraging these conversations helps build awareness and appreciation for diversity within the team. During a virtual team meeting, allocate time for team members to share aspects of their cultural traditions or any upcoming holidays they celebrate. This not only promotes understanding but also strengthens team bonds. Adapt communication styles. Recognize that different cultures have varying preferences for communication styles, formality, and hierarchy. Encourage flexibility in communication methods, allowing team members to express themselves comfortably while respecting cultural nuances. In some cultures, addressing colleagues by their first names may be considered too informal. Understanding and adapting to such preferences contribute to a more respectful and harmonious work environment. Be mindful of time zones. Remote teams often span different time zones, impacting working hours and meeting schedules. Managers should be considerate of these time differences when scheduling meetings, setting deadlines, or expecting immediate responses. If a team member is based in a time zone where it's already evening, avoid scheduling early morning meetings for them. This consideration respects their work-life balance and ensures everyone can actively participate. Establish inclusive communication norms. Define and reinforce inclusive communication norms within the team. Encourage the use of inclusive language and avoid assumptions based on cultural stereotypes. Foster an environment where everyone feels heard and valued. Instead of assuming a particular work style based on cultural stereotypes, ask team members about their preferences directly. This ensures that assumptions are avoided and individuals are treated with respect. Provide resources for cross-cultural competency. Equip your team with resources or tools that facilitate cross-cultural competency. This can include cultural sensitivity training materials, handbooks, or external experts who can provide insights and guidance. A study by Harvard Business Review found that teams with members who are culturally sensitive and have received cultural intelligence training outperform those without such training by 43%. By incorporating these practices, teams can navigate cultural differences more effectively, fostering an inclusive and respectful work environment. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate differences but to embrace them as strengths that contribute to a richer and more innovative team dynamic. Hit like if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share with your friends and subscribe to our channel.